Backstage, sitting on road cases in the rain at Rock on the Range.
Yeah.
I'm Lou Brutus, and Ash Costello from New Year's Day is my guest. How are you?
I'm doing so good right now.
You know, it's always nice to see you, and the first thing I would like to ask about is this incredible tour that you have been out on with some of my favorite human beings, including Lizzie Hale of Halestorm,
The
Maria
sweetest
Brink of In This
woman ever.
Moment, and Mixie from Stitched Up Heart. Tell me all about these shows.
Well, you know, I've toured with Halestorm separate,
Yeah.
and I've toured with In This Moment separate. So I knew of the magic of both women. But what I didn't know was what being on this tour was going to really feel like. And I don't want to say it's some sort of coming into for women in rock, because it's not. Women has always been there, but it feels different. It feels powerful. It feels like there's a movement. There's so many people there to support what we're all doing, and it's just mind-blowing. The shows have been amazing, selling out arenas, dreams coming true for me. You know, that's what I've always dreamt of. And everyone is so incredibly nice.
You know, you touched on something really important, I think, because I understand why people say, you know, there are girls who rock and she's a great girl rocker, but I'm always like, she's not a girl rocker, she's just a rocker.
Yeah.
Did it ever bug you?
You know, back in the day, I used to encounter that a lot. I remember, I won't say the record label's name, but I remember they said, we don't want to sign you. We already have one girl. You know, and that was kind of the mentality. And now I really feel like there's a major shift. And now people are like, well, we don't have enough girls. We need more girls. The girls are where it's at. And it's kind of really become that. I know. That's what we've been saying. We've been saying that. I know you've been saying that forever. You've always been an advocate of the female rockers and leading the way, and it's really cool to see more people joining in on the fun.
And something else you referred to, and I'd love for you to bring up some names that maybe folks could learn about and go back and check their histories. There have been such incredible performers through the years in all genres. You could look at Janis Joplin in the early days of what we would call, you know, rock. Etta James on the jazz and blues side. There are just literally hundreds of names. Rattle off some off the top of your head that you really love. Any genre.
You just said jazz, so Billie Holiday was one of my favorites
course.
growing up. And then Susie Sue, obviously I'm a goth girl, so
Yeah.
Susie Sue was a big influence on me. And then
Banshees.
Yes, and the makeup, especially in her hair, and most of her style, and her kind of cat swagger on stage. When I was younger, was a big influence on me. Blondie, so sassy, so bold. And then, of course, me being an Anaheim girl in the 90s, Gwen Stefani.
Of course.
You know, she's my number one major influence, because she walked this fine line between kick you in the face, punch your teeth in, and being so girly and feminine. And I always wanted to embody it just like her.
You know, she's a really interesting artist, I think, because she's obviously very talented. She's also obviously very, very beautiful. But I think she's had a very interesting and varied career.
Yeah.
How do you learn from somebody like that? Not that you would copy them, but how do you learn and make yourself better by watching somebody else?
I use her as my inspiration a lot.
Yeah.
Because a lot... Sorry.
That's okay. We're waving at the truck going by.
Because a lot of the times I think, how could I possibly fit more onto my plate? You know, I've got 2 clothing lines. I want to start, I am starting a book, and I'm trying to get more serious about that. And I'm in 2 bands. You know, I'm in the Haxons and New Year's Day. So I often think of her, and I think if she can be a mom and have all these different facets, a solo career, no doubt, you know, the clothing line, everything she does, I'm like, Gwen Stefani can do it and still look that good. So can I.
Well, you know what? I think you are blazing your own trails and doing really, really incredible stuff. And I love to see you, and I love to see you doing so well.
Thank you.
So how long is the stuff with Maria and Lizzie In This Moment and Halestorm? How long do you see that going? 'Cause I could honestly see it being open-ended for a long time.
I could tell you, but I'm not allowed to say.
Ah.
It's like that. But there is another leg in the summer. And that's going to be New Year's Day, Halestorm, and In This Moment. And then there's some surprises for the end of the year, but I can't tell anybody yet.
They wouldn't be surprises then.
But it's going to go for as long as we can make it go, because we have all fallen in love with each other, and I don't think we want to separate just yet.
Ash Costello of New Year's Day, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
We're backstage at Rock on the Range in the Rain 2018.